Hello and welcome to
Paranormal Partners.
Today we greet you from a video.
Yep.
And I just bumped my leg on the table. We have an awful setup, people.
Yeah.
We're sharing one chair. Our desk is super small. And our set will continue to get better over time and with your support.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we are on our 12th episode, I believe. Is that right? Or 11th, maybe?
11th, because we just did an Encounters episode. It released on Monday, and it was your guys' true phantom stories. So this will be episode number 11. We're not counting the Encounters as part of that. So.
Yes, and today we will be talking about a dark subject.
Yeah, which this is kind of dark for our first
video subject, yes.
I don't know whether to look at the camera or look at you. But
I know, I'm like, me too. Timber!
I'll do both. When I'm talking to you, I'll talk to you. And the camera.
Yep, so we saw It yesterday.
Wait. We didn't introduce ourselves.
Oh, I am Eric.
And I'm Jade. Okay, now continue.
Yeah, so we saw It Part 2 yesterday.
Yeah.
And what did you think?
I really liked it.
It was really good.
I was really concerned because it's 2 hours and 50 minutes long. And I was like, first of all, what can they do in 2 hours and 50 minutes?
Yeah.
And second of all, that's 2 hours and 50 minutes of my time.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know. Like, I feel like, what if I'm getting bored and I don't like it? But it was freaking awesome, and I love it.
It was really good.
I recommend it.
And it was better than the first one, in my opinion.
I thought so. I thought it was a lot scarier. It was honestly funnier, too, which I thought was going to be really hard to do.
I like the funniness.
It was hilarious.
Yeah, definitely. So, do you want to get into our episode?
Yes. Well, since we're talking about, it, a demon.
Demons. Yes.
Let's just
our episode is on demons.
Yes. Demonic encounters. I'll go first.
You want to go first?
Yeah, I
Okay,
go
can
first.
I start out with a disclaimer? Because mine's actually pretty dark.
Please. This is for both of us. For our whole episode.
This is a darker episode. Disclaimer. This is a darker episode where we delve into demons. Demons are as dark as it gets, and I strongly urge everyone to stay as far away as possible. Whatever allure or situation you find yourself in, the false promises from demons are never the answer you need. Be strong and learn from this as what to avoid. Also, this episode is not for kids.
Also, my own little disclaimer, if you hear whining, it's not the
demons.
Ghost in our apartment or demons. It's our dog who we walked her out of the room, so she'd
whining. Knock everything over.
Yeah, she would. So, disclaimer, all whining that you hear is likely Timbers or me if I'm complaining about something. And that's it.
It's probably Jade.
All right, so I am doing the demon. Oh, wait, I'm going to butcher this demon's name like 50 times.
Yeah,
so I'm
of
just
course,
I'm not going to say it because of that reason and just because, mentioning it over and over and over again, I don't want to, I don't want it to be like, oh, I'm getting a call on my demon phone.
Ring, ring,
Someone
ring.
said my name 3 times, like Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice.
So I'll tell you the name right now.
Yes.
The demon known as Beelzebub.
Beelzebub?
Yeah.
Beelzebub.
Okay, stop. That's 2. Don't say it again.
Honeybee.
So I'm going to call this demon...
Honeybee.
B.
I'm going to call him Honeybee. I'm calling him Honeybee.
So the demon known as B, whose name translates literally in Hebrew to Lord of the Flies...
Interesting.
Is a semantic, which means it's the language group of Hebrew and Arabic mostly, but it's like that region, like in Israel, that kind of area. It's a deity that was worshipped in the Philistine city of Ekron, which is located in Israel. Again,
really?
I'm probably going to butcher some of these names because as much as I, have researched it, I honestly didn't go onto little Google Voice Translate and, make it read it to me.
Beelzebub.
Yeah. I was not about that. I didn't want to hear it, that creepy voice say these names. So, in biblical sources, he appears as a demon and is one of 7 princes of hell.
That's a nice title.
Yeah, actually, the name Beelzebub has appeared in the Bible, several different times. So this dude's legit if you are
He's
Christian.
An OG.
He's legit. He's mentioned in Matthew, Mark, Luke, and Kings, I believe.
Wow.
something like that. So I wanted to read this passage because, like I said, it's been mentioned in the Bible a lot of times. It's from Matthew 12, verses 25 through 28. And it said, God, I sound like a freaking pastor or reverend something. I don't even know if I said that
Preach
right.
it, sister.
Okay, so Matthew.
Yes.
12.
12.
25 through 28.
25 through 28.
Says. Oh, wait. Before I do that. Gosh, if I was a pastor, I'd be terrible. I'd get booed off the stage in church. Boo! So, one of the most serious inquiries of Beelzebub in the Bible is in 2 Kings, I believe, where the king of Uzziah, which I'm sure that's wrong, it's a kingdom of Israel and Samaria, which after he seriously injured himself, he sent a messenger to inquire Beelzebub in the city of the Philistine city I was talking about, to have them contact Beelzebub and ask if he is going to recover. And so this passage comes from like that area in the Bible where they were talking about that. It says, Jesus knew their thoughts and said to the Jesus knew their thoughts and said to divide against itself would be ruined, and every city or household divided against itself will not stand. If Satan drives out Satan, he's divided against himself. How then can his kingdom stand? And if I drive out demons by Beelzebub, by who do your people drive them out? So, then they will be your judges. But if I drive out demons by the Spirit of God, then the kingdom of God has come upon you. Which you might be wondering, what the heck does that mean? And basically, our dude Jesus was like, no. I don't drive out demons by calling upon this demon dude.
Like because they were wanting huge tank.
I mean, they were like worshiping Beelzebub as like a god, and they're like, no, don't call up the demons to get rid of demons. Okay, yeah. You call up Daddy, aka God. call Daddy.
I got a bully.
Basically, but they were also accusing Jesus of like using Beelzebub to drive out demons, which I don't really understand how they got to that conclusion in the Bible, because everything I read, I was like, where does it say that? I don't really understand how all that
Jeez, if I wanted to get rid of Beelzebub, I'd just use a fly swatter.
One of those sticky fly tapes.
One of the electric ones.
Here, Beelzebub. Oh, I just said it 3 times. Okay, no more Beelzebub. It's B.
Honeybee.
Anyway, number 1 anyway of the night, because I always say anyway.
Oh, you have it in your notes, all caps.
I put it in all caps because I wanted to take note of the one time I'm going to use it in this video.
Yeah, right.
/podcast. So Beelzebub is said, B is said to have a high place in hell's hierarchy. He was of the order of cherubim.
It sounds like a Pokemon.
I really don't know what the heck that means or if I said it right. But all
Conspiracy theory. Pokemon is a satanic worship group teaching children how to worship.
I saw something where they're like banning Harry Potter books at certain schools.
They've always done that. My neighbors couldn't read Harry Potter as a kid.
Because it's like witchcraft and magic. And I'm like, y'all crazy. Let kids be kids. It's just fantasy.
Yeah.
But anyway, so B has a very high place in hell. Apparently, in the 16th century, Johann Veer, which that name should sound familiar to you.
It does.
Or other people have listened to us, because you might recognize him from one of our previous episodes when we went to Germany in the city of Tecklenburg that we visited.
I was going to say, isn't that?
Yeah, he's one of the first. He was not an occultist. He's a demonologist. He studied demons. He didn't worship them, sorry. He was a demonologist, and he was also an advocate one of the first advocates for witches and witchcraft.
Oh,
for,
yeah.
The rights of witches. So, yeah, but according to him, B led a revolt against Satan, which was fairly successful, which earned him the title of the chief lieutenant of Lucifer. So
only in hell are they like, wow, you almost killed me, man. That was nice. You definitely get a high up spot in my army.
Promoted.
Yeah, promoted.
Yeah.
Respect, dog.
Yeah, so B's a pretty big deal. Okay, so Beelzebub presides over the Order of the Fly, which is how he got his name, Lord of the Flies.
Interesting.
I don't know what that means. I just know it involves flies. Makes sense, right?
I guess. Okay.
Moving on. B has been placed as one of 3 of the most prominent fallen angels. Among the top 3 are supposedly Lucifer, Emperor of Hell.
Yes.
Beelzebub, B, is second.
Don't even try anymore.
I can't
just
not say it. I've already probably called him to our house, so I'm just going to freaking say it. So, Beelzebub. And then Leviathan is the other one. So, they call this the Unholy Trinity. It's like,
could they be mocking the Holy Trinity?
they obviously are.
I'm kidding. It's a Zach Bagans reference.
So...
Did you hear that?
It was Beelzebub. In some cases, however, the name Beelzebub has actually been used interchangeably with Lucifer. At least they think so. Like, instead of calling... I don't know. There's just theories that Beelzebub could actually be the devil himself. But anyway, his association in regards to his status...
Beware of the fly. Is there a fly on your window?
I mean, there's no wonder why flies are annoying.
Yeah. Man, if the worst hell you ever have is just like sitting at a computer and just... I think I'd be pretty fine with that.
Non-stop hits you in the
It wouldn't be
face.
that bad. Come on, they need to pick something scarier than that.
It's not about scary. It's about
Pest?
hell. It's about...
Oh my, yeah.
Hell.
This one fly keeps landing on me.
That'd be annoying.
Yeah, that's
That'd be my
the
hell.
worst existence I could think of.
No, I told you what my worst existence I could ever think of is.
Standing in a line forever?
Yeah. You don't think it's
No.
worthy?
No, because you'd just be like, oh, this is just going to happen forever and forever. You'd catch on to it. You'd just be like, I'm not getting near the front ever. That wouldn't be that bad.
Listen, the worst version of hell I could ever think of is standing in a very long line, your whole life, and then when you get to the front, you go to the end of the line and start over again. And that's your eternity in hell.
And that's also the catacombs
That's also
entrance.
Black Friday at Target. Yeah, and the catacomb entrance. For real. Anyway, moving on. There was my second anyway.
I knew you would do it.
Okay.
We need an anyway counter.
So his regards and status has been argued. Some prominent scholars have argued that Beelzebub
Sorry for the beep.
embodies the deadly sin of pride, while others have argued he is the demon of gluttony, or he's even been called the Prince of False Gods, which I personally think he's more of a Prince of False Gods kind of guy, because he had like the Philistine city like worshiping him as God, and like...
Wouldn't that be pride though?
Well... He's all of them. He's like pride, gluttony, and false god prince. But
okay,
I would like to see Disney make a show after that. The Prince of False Gods.
The Prince of Hell
and Princess.
It's just like this fat demon that's like
Miley Cyrus,
and then burps out flies every once in a while. That's the only comedic effect.
Oh God!
Ah, he did it again.
Well,
look at all those crying women and children.
Who do you think would be the princess of Sir Prince Beelzebub?
Probably Kim Kardashian.
No, Miley
Kim
Cyrus.
Kardashian.
I'm telling you.
Miley's cool.
I'm not gonna say anything. I'm gonna keep talking about demons while we're on the subject of demons.
Yes.
So in any event, however, Beelzebub was frequently named as an object of supplication by confessed witches. So supposedly, this is also where I get the idea that he's truly the Prince of False Gods. This is supposedly the demon that people worship if you do black magic witchcraft.
Interesting.
He's the one that...
Doesn't sound that
pulls the
false then.
strings. Well, he's a false god if you are a Christian. People worship him as a god.
I understand.
Yeah. So, we can just add demon witchcraft under his belt too, to his resume.
Right on through the resume.
Right
yeah, nice.
on the resume. So, within religious circles, the accusation of demon possession has been used as both an insult and an attempt to categorize unexplained behavior. So, if you think to Salem witch trials, this is insane. They actually, I was going to tell you this later on in my discussion. Reverend Cotton Mathers, I believe is the
Cotton
name.
Mather.
Yeah, wrote. Have you heard about his of Beelzebub?
No,
or whatever
I haven't.
it is. Hold on, let me scroll my notes. Yeah, of Beelzebub and his plot. He wrote that in a pamphlet after the witchcraft, witch hysteria of Salem.
Of Beelzebub and his plot.
And it's basically just a ode to screw you, Beelzebub, and what you did to our Massachusetts Bay Colony.
Stick it to the man.
That's essentially what it was. But let's go back because I want to share. Oh yeah, I was telling you. We'll skip that. So you guys might just think this is a bunch of phooey. In that
Yo, wait, do you remember those phooey monkeys as a kid? They're the little eraser heads that look like a monkey that you'd stick on the bottom of your pencil.
Oh, yeah, but not all of them were monkeys. I definitely had, like, the ones that you put on the back of a pencil.
No, I'm not talking about, like, the star-pointed ones. The monkey heads. It's name brand, okay?
Okay, well, I wasn't bougie.
Yeah, you weren't bougie, you
when
weren't
I was
phooey.
In school. So there are some famously documented cases of possession by Beelzebub, and the most famous, perhaps, is of a girl named Annalise Michel, who the movie The Exorcism of Emily Rose is based upon, which is apparently a famous movie.
Did just change the name? Or why is it Emily Rose and not Annalise Michel?
For privacy reasons.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just kidding. I don't know. They just changed it. I don't know.
They're like, Annalise Michel? No, that's too obvious that she's going to get possessed.
I know. Emily Rose. Emily Rose sounds like a...
basic, like...
No, princess name. The perfect princess for Prince Beelzebub.
I don't know. Beelzebub and Emily Rose? That sounds like...
Well, trust me, Beelzebub had his way with Emily Rose.
It'd be like Beelzebub and MacArthur.
Anna Elise, sorry.
Don't you think?
What?
Beelzebub and MacArthur.
No. I want to talk about Anna Elise. So Anna Elizabeth, or Annalise Michel, as she went by, was just 16 years old when she experienced a seizure that led doctors to diagnose her with temporal lobe epilepsy.
Is temporal the front? Or no, it'd probably be the back. I think lobes are near the back.
Truly have no idea. Not a doctor. Just a girl that likes...
Demons
and ghosts. I don't like demons. I just think they're interesting. So shortly after this diagnosis, Annalise was also determined to have depression, and she received treatment in a psychiatric hospital. And this proved to be ineffective. What do you know?
Wow, locking people up.
A psychiatric hospital having an ineffective experience.
Crazy.
Treating one of their patients.
Like prisoners back in the old times? Yeah.
This is the 70s, but still, this also...
I mean, it has gotten a lot better over time. I think now...
Yeah. It's a lot better. They're not freaking driving ice pick lobotomy, like hammering an ice pick through your head to cure a headache, but still in the 70s, it still wasn't, like, the best. So... her treatment was ineffective. And by the time she was 20 years old, she began to hear voices and reject religious objects. So apparently, she would complain that when she would pray, she would hear voices telling her that she's damned and that she'll rot in hell, which is oddly specific, but...
You'll rot in hell.
At first, I was like, okay, this is probably like schizophrenia or something. It could still be.
Probably.
But apparently, she had some friends in Santiago where they, like, they have, like, a pilgrimage, like the Way of St. James. I don't know if you've heard of it, but they have, like, a pilgrimage. It's just, like, a religious thing. And she went there to, like, with her cousins or something. And there's, like, this garden, and she, like, could not walk past a cross that was there. She could not. And
why?
She'd start getting sick. She, like, just repented it, like... She couldn't. She, like, physically couldn't. And so when they, like, went to talk and asked her, like, you know, why can't you go across these things? She said it burned. It burned inside of her. It burned her skin.
Wow.
Yeah. So then they started thinking, okay, maybe she's not crazy or sick. Maybe she's possessed. So her parents right away started contacting the Catholic Church, and it's really,
can I talk to a priest? It's like, please.
It's like ordering it, like
yeah,
Uber.
No, it goes through the numbers. It's like, press 1 if you'd like to schedule a confession. Press 2
for an exorcism.
For an exorcism.
So her parents right away contacted the church, and it's really, really, really hard to get an exorcism. Like, the Catholic Church kind of likes to pretend, I think, that it's not
a thing,
but it is a thing. Or, like, if they're just not very open about it.
Don't they have to be approved by, like, the Pope or, like, an archbishop or something?
They have to be approved, yeah. So they first rejected the case, but Annalise's condition began to worsen, and she began to display aggression, self-injury. She started drinking her own urine.
Oh, that's just
that's just normal. That's one of those new keto diets.
Yeah, that's part of a keto diet.
Whatever.
It's fine.
And then she also began, like, growling. So drinking her own urine. Oh, and she ate insects, which Beelzebub.
That is
indication that it's Beelzebub controlling her.
Okay.
So, after her condition worsened, 2 priests were able to get permission in 1975 to perform the exorcism.
Wow.
So, Bishop Joseph Stangl granted the priest Arnold Renst permission to exorcise according to the Ritual Romanum of 1614, which sounds very, like, professional. Let me consult my couple hundred-year-old handbook of how to exorcise demons.
That makes sense. The Bible's like 2,000.
Yeah, but it just sounds sketchy. Because, you know, in the 1600s, they're like,
tie them down and hammer their fists together.
In the 1500s, they still thought the freaking sun revolved around the earth.
Hey, maybe it does.
The Catholic Church is like,
maybe it does.
The Vatican is the center of the universe. Did you know that?
Yeah.
That was their theory.
It's true.
Yeah, no, actually Galileo disproved that, and then they were like, screw you, Galileo. And then Queen wrote a song about him. Galileo. I'm just kidding. No, this is truth. So the first session was performed on September 24th of that year, and Annalise began talking increasingly about, this is her quote, dying to atone for the wayward youth of the day in the apostate priests of the modern church. Which,
what?
I don't know what 20-year-old who's been in a psychiatric hospital for several years, definitely did not go to school.
Yeah.
Would be able to, like, even comprehend stuff like that. I mean, I guess it's possible. But, like, to me,
that's just weird terminology.
That's, like, just something I don't think an average 20-year-old would have in her vocabulary.
I don't think a normal person would ever say that.
Or 21-year-old, I guess, at this point. But Annalise began to Annalise began refusing to eat, and she became extremely malnourished. So in total, 67 exorcism sessions were held, and there were about 1 or 2 each week, and they lasted around 4 hours each.
Oh my gosh.
Talking about tired.
Yeah.
And during this whole time, she wasn't eating at all. She wouldn't eat.
Wow.
Which is also like another, what do you call it? Like, side effect of being possessed. Like, the host, it's trying to, like, kill you basically, or, like, take over your body. I think first they want to, like, take you over, and then if that doesn't work, then they, like, are going to keep trying to weaken you until you give up. And so, unfortunately, on July 1st, 1976, Annalise did pass away, and she weighed only 68 pounds.
Wow.
Still suffering from demonic possession when she died, which is so sad.
Rest in peace.
Yeah. But there have been many other demonic possession cases that are believed to be the work of Beelzebub. In 1611, in the south of France, there was a case involving the Ursuline nuns and priests. Father Louis Gouffridi.
Okay.
Gouffridi. Was accused and convicted of causing possession by a pact with the devil.
What?
Yeah, and he was executed by being burned at the stake.
Whoa.
What a shock. This is like, I swear this is like their favorite form of execution. It's like burning people. But there's actually there's a reason behind it, because they believe that they were like cleansing their spirits, cleansing their souls, cleansing their bodies, ridding it of the evil.
I like my steaks burnt to the crisp. No.
Well done.
Medium rare.
Medium rare. Well, unfortunately, I think he was a little bit more than medium rare, because they put him on top of a pile of bushes because it burned slower and hotter than logs.
They were trying to torture this guy.
They really wanted Beelzebub gone. This case proved to be the legal precedent for the conviction and execution of Urbain Grandier, a French Catholic priest accused of witchcraft, at Loudun more than 20 years later. So during both of these executions, onlookers say that they saw flies that rose from the bodies as they burned at the stake.
Wow. Here's my problem, okay? It's don't fight fire with fire. When you think about hell, demons feed off of like pain and agony and suffering.
I mean, isn't hell supposed to just be full of flames?
Yeah, like why would you burn them? That doesn't make sense. That's like that's their normal state. Just be like, "Hey, could I give you some chocolate, buddy?" He's like, "Ah, don't be nice to me." It's like, "Oh, I'll hold the door open for you." He's like, "Ah."
Well,
don't you think?
I agree. I definitely
touch
agree.
the little demon's heart and then grab it like from. Not gonna say it. Actually, I don't want to spoil anything.
Wow, good spoiler.
No, I didn't say what it was from. Indiana Jones, and then Kali Ma, and then. There we go. Nice save. Huh?
Also, just gonna change the subject before Eric spoils movies for you. Also, like, I'm wondering if the flies were actually from Beelzebub, Lord of the Flies, or
just
it's
the
a
dead bodies.
dead body.
Yeah, he's picked the easiest one. It's like, oh, there's a fly there. That's.
And it's like, let me look at my hand Bible. Beelzebub.
I am the demon of dust. If you see dust, it means I'm near.
So, in my opinion, one of the creepiest things about Beelzebub is that there has been no known possessions in which the possessed has survived a Beelzebub encounter.
Bring it.
No.
Okay.
You better clear your conscience right now before Beelzebub is like,
Fine.
dude, I got invited to this sick.
Yeah, it was a joke. Beelzebub, I do not let you have any power over me.
Okay, so that's all I have on our man Beelzebub. He's pretty creepy, pretty sad. There's not a whole lot of indication either that it really was Beelzebub, other than like the fly sightings, the bugs. So who knows?
Do you believe Beelzebub exists?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, in that case, definitely was kidding Beelzebub. I definitely don't want you to bring it. I was joking. It was for the podcast. We're giving you free PR here, man.
Beelzebub. Okay, tell me about your demon.
Okay, so, well, actually, I should have gone first, but whatever, we're doing this now. So, let me give you a little bit of insight into what a demonic possession is.
Okay.
So, there are 5 steps to demonic possession.
Is that the first step?
Yes.
Did your demon just leave? He's like, dude, I'm not sitting through this stuff again. I had to go through all of this in demon school. I'm not doing it.
So the first is being manifestation, a stage when the spirit first appears, and this is mainly just light psychological paranoia. Like, oh, look, there's a fly on the window. That's kind of sketchy, you know?
Beelzebub.
So that'd be the first step. The second step is infestation. This is when the spirit infests the life of the person and is trying to possess it. This is usually followed by visions, sounds, and constant presence surrounding the person. This stage is said to be still curable by banishments and cleansings.
Cool. I'm all about that. Banishing demons.
Oh, yeah. So the third is mounting. This stage is where the body and mind begin to allow the demon to control it. It's after it's been worn down over time. And it is said to feel like an electrical current that the more you attempt to fight it, the more violent it becomes towards you.
Jeez.
So more painful it is to fight it. So the fourth stage is riding. And
why does it have such weird names? Mount, then ride.
It's like a horse. Mm-hmm. So at this stage, the spirit finally possesses the individual, and it can speak and act as the person as inhibiting.
Like Reagan.
Yeah. So let me also say, demons can't control you if you don't let them, people. Don't give them any attention or thought or even power. Personal strength and confidence is the best way to avoid falling into their traps. So be strong and know they ain't nothing.
Get one of those shirts that say, like, squat.
Just be like,
I am powerful.
Get a shirt that's like,
I run so
Beelzebub, never heard of her.
Bacon eggs. Bacon eggs.
Yeah. So today I'll dive into a case of one of the most infamous demons. ZoZo, the Ouija board demon.
Okay,
And
ZoZo, I actually really don't like hearing the name.
Yeah,
it's way scarier for me.
I'm gonna say it because
yeah, I don't really know if Beelzebub's a boy or girl. I guess they think he's male.
Yeah, well, it's a prince, so it's a man.
Yeah, that's true.
So the thing.
What are you saying, that women can't be princes? Okay, Mr. Walt Disney.
So, like I was saying, it has the power. It is said to have a power that if you mention a lot, it can manifest, like you're calling to it, like Beetlejuice or something.
Like most demons, I think. Personally, that's my belief. Is like if you call upon it like that and you mess around with it too much, he's gonna be like, showtime.
Yeah.
Like
So
Beetlejuice.
we should not have said the B word as much as we have.
Never say the B word, kids. It's bad.
Sorry, I keep moving the desk. I'm really tall. So it tracks back to the Middle Ages, and it was first written in the Demonologist Lexicon in 1806. The first encounter on a Ouija board with it happened in the 1950s. Over the years, videos of encounters have gotten more and more popular.
So Ouija boards, yes or no?
No.
Believe in their powers?
Yes, I believe in them. I think it's just a way that you can open yourself up to it. Personally, I believe that B and ZoZo are real.
B and Z?
B and Z are real. Mm-hmm. And I feel like if you open yourself up to it, and if you believe in it, and you, like, give them power over yourself, they can hurt you.
Did you hear that?
Timber just barked.
It's a dog.
It's a dog. No, I don't know. Just be careful with what you do. Like, even me saying bring it as a joke. Like, be careful.
Timber's sounding kind of like a demon right now with her noises.
She is whining. So, yeah, I've never done a Ouija board, and I never will.
I have a lot of creepy stories with the Ouija board, but I will save them for another episode.
I will not do it. So, it has some specific, like, you know how bee has flies? This has some specific characteristics as well.
Okay.
It includes blackbirds, Louisiana, slavery, voodoo, French African religion blends, sexual assault and rape, possession of humans, animals, spirit boards, and death and suicide at haunted locations.
Dang, that's a lot of tags. Can you imagine hashtagging all that on ZoZo's Instagram?
Z's Instagram.
Hashtag rape. Hashtag
death.
Hashtag slavery.
Suicide.
What a depressing, terrible individual.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't think demons are ever human.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's something that has never been human. I personally think that.
I don't know. It's hard for me to decide. So, there's specific signs of it being there during a spirit session. And it is strongly recommended by everyone that if you think it is there, then you need to say goodbye and end it as fast as possible.
So, I contacted
Zozy
once on a Ouija board by accident. And it was kind of just after we found out. It was me and my friend. And it was just after we found out kind of like about this entity. So this could be the whole like psychological aspect, like the theories about Ouija boards that we like subconsciously do it and we don't know we're doing it. So I guess it could have been one of that, but I know that neither me or her moved it. I know that me and her did not move it. Like, it was not something that
you did not.
I know I did not, and I 100% believe her that she said she did not. So
the thing is that I was going to bring up about this is a lot of spirits you contact try to imitate it.
Yeah.
Z as a joke.
That's just a mean, cruel joke.
Yeah, common thread is demons are mean and cruel. So another name he goes under is Pazuzu. And that kind of sounds like...
It sounds like...
voodoo or like...
It made me think of, like, what is that? Soy sauce and garlic or honey?
Oh, ponzu?
Yeah, that's what I thought of.
I want some ponzu.
Yeah. So soy sauce here. That was the...
So, there have been many cases of bad luck, depression, thoughts of suicide, and in some instances, rape after coming in contact with it.
By it or by other, like, people? Like, somebody...
Either or.
Just like someone that
either,
contacts it gets raped.
So there's a couple ones. The person who contacts it gets raped. Sleep paralysis rape by a demon.
That's terrible. All rape
or
is
possession to rape someone, I think.
Dang. That's really, really terrible.
So, that's just what it said. Mm-hmm. So many spirits on Ouija... Oh, I said this already. They imitate it. Mm-hmm. So here are some signs that you have contacted Z on a Ouija board. So, rapid figure 8 movements of the planchette. That's like the number one.
I've had it do that to me before. And I didn't know this about Z.
Rainbow side to side movements of the planchette, like this. That's also really common. The planchette spells out ZoZo, Zaza, Zizi, Mama, Oz, and Abacus.
Does it not know its own name?
I think it just can't decide on one. I don't know. But it also sounds like, listen to this. ZoZo, Zaza, Zizi, Mama, Oz. Those all sound like 6ix9ine songs.
I was
maybe 6ix9ine's a Ouija board demon.
I was literally gonna say rap. That sounds like rap. ZoZo, Zaza, Zizi, Mama, Oz, Ooze.
So, a really common, thing that it also does is the number 28.
Interesting. Is there any theories why number 28?
No. I didn't find any theories. I
bet
there's a lot of them.
Figure 8?
Yeah. So, I think the figure 8 is just infinity, always. So, an extreme sense of uneasiness, thoughts of depression during / after the session, dark shadow movements in or around Ouija board area, mentions of paradise. Like, if the Ouija board says the word paradise, goodbye. Goodbye for any of these. Personally, goodbye always.
Yeah, that's really creepy.
Paradise is such a creepy word used in that context.
Yeah.
And finally, it will try to befriend you. It's like, damn, girl, you got some nice hair. Let me infest you.
ZoZo? Never heard of him.
Okay.
I want a shirt that says that.
We need to stop mocking demons right now.
Yeah, I'm not mocking anybody.
Yes,
No, I'm not. If you hear me, demons, I'm not mocking you.
We're kidding. It's for the sense of comedy. Don't kill us. So, boards that have contacted it should not be used again, and they're said to be contaminated and are a danger in the future. Some places even can collect them, like the Museum of Shadows that we go to in Plattsmouth. And if you're ever in the Nebraska area, go there. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's creepy.
So one story I read online was from Haley.
Okay.
She wrote it on a Ouija column. There's so many people.
There's a Ouija column? Like a Dear Abby column in the newspaper?
Kinda.
Dear Ouija board.
So she said, my boyfriend and I were playing the Ouija board last night. At first, the board was not making sense. I had asked the board if it was a he or she. It went to he. After many unanswered questions, I decided to ask, are you going to stay here? Our candle blew out instantly. We were extremely nervous after this. And that is when the planchette started going back and forth. Z-O, maybe 4 or 5 times. We both had somewhat of an idea of what he is, and we tried to say goodbye. The planchette was almost impossible to move to goodbye, but we did manage to get it there. Nothing else happened to me, but I feel I have zero energy today and looked into it a little more.
Dang.
So I had another, like there was under the column of ZoZo, I read stories about people on there like asking and like basically begging for help because...
Wait. Did you hear that?
That's Timber.
That bell?
That was her going...
No, I heard a bell.
I didn't hear a bell.
Like a jingling bell. So I've been told that if you hear a jingling bell, that's a sign that a demon is near.
Really?
I'm freaking out right now. I heard a bell, and I hope when we go back and look at the audio that we'll hear it again.
Okay. Well, hopefully it's not.
I'm freaked out.
Basically, what I was saying on the columns is saying that they contacted it, and then they couldn't move it to goodbye. There's one where they said their planchette even broke in half.
Really?
Yeah, and they couldn't ever say goodbye. And they said...
Buy a new planchette, move it to goodbye.
They said they've been hearing voices since.
That's insane. That's so scary.
His goal is said to be to kill anyone who summons him, and he likes to torture his victims. That's why rape and sexual assault is also very common around him as well.
Is there any, like, background on who they think this demon might be? Because, like, Beelzebub was... B was in the Bible. So I didn't know if there was, like, any reference to this demon in the Bible or who they might think it is. Abacus is kind of a weird name.
Abacus is a cool name. But basically, don't know and don't want to know. A really common sign is, like, after contacting it, is glass and mirrors break, and then you can get scratched or clawed. Yeah. So if you're listening to this and you've contacted it, it's not too late. Seek professional help. Maybe talk to a parapsychologist or someone. And find strength in yourself. And do not be afraid. Be strong. Basically, if you feel there's something there, you can work through it.
Yeah, the goal of this is not to, like, to encourage...
doing demonic stuff.
Doing bad stuff.
It's the opposite. It's that you can get help, and if you be strong, nothing will hurt you.
Yeah, so these two guys, B and Z, are pretty creepy.
Yeah, so just don't give them the power. It's like the end of It, which I'm not going to say right now, because that would spoil it. But you know what I'm talking about, and that's how it is. That's the truth. It
is. Well, give us a like, give us a
follow. Subscribe, download our podcast.
Yeah, we're on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and Google Play.
Like our Facebook, our social medias. Thank you for listening.
And visit paranormalaf.com. That's our website.
We do tours.
Yeah.
We have merch. And we would love your support so we could both have a chair.
Yes. We would really like one more chair. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.